Hello, how's it going? Hope you're having a shit one. You sent me some photos. Today we're gonna edit them. Ice and Spicy has sent me a really cool shot. Probably one of the hardest colors on a car ever to edit. If you've ever shot one of these mint green Porsches, definitely bring some shadows up so we can see the car. If we select the sky here, oh yeah, there is some details to work with actually. We just make it really stormy. Gonna bring a radial filter over this side. Some highlights going. Let's get those bushes, try and get those to a slightly different color. Not gonna be able to remove them. Thinking the tone curve, I wanna just crush the blacks a little bit. Bring some highlights down. A little bit of a cooler tone to it. Something like that. This is such an awesome shot. Clarity going on the ground here. And also bring some temp down. Yeah. Now we wanna make sure we don't screw up the color of this car too much. If you wanna know how to do this, by the way, you just click Y on your keyboard. Really great for getting your colors right. See what other colors we can bring in with the tone curve here. What about a radial filter over the car? Just wanna see what this does out of interest. And I'm gonna subtract it from the sky because I still want sort of this area to be pretty bright. I'm really trying to draw the attention, even though that I don't really have to do that because this massive wing is over here doing that job for me. Nice, let's come do a bit of color boosting here. Okay, I wanna bring it into Photoshop. I wonder if AI, generative fill, can do this for us. It's always the moment of truth, this last bit of loading. Oh yeah? Oh, that one's the best, I think. You wouldn't even know. Before, after. So happy with that. Thank you, Joe. Ice and Spicy, sending me a very spicy pic. That was awesome. There's a lot going on here. With the chain. This dude is dressed way too hard for the beach. No one goes to the beach dressed like that. He should be standing like next to this car. Yeah, that's better. Maybe over here, he's like leaning on his car. Should we make him really short? Yeah, bro, that's it. Can we make him like leaning? Maybe the shadow's supposed to come this way because that's the, oh, there's like a couple shadows. Yeah, bro, you stand next to his car now. That's better. I mean, how much better does that work? Let's try and mix some colors together here. Is anyone watching? Can we see anyone? Is anyone on their balcony? Oh shit, I just let Photoshop do the select job. It did a great job up here, and then it did the jankiest job. What do we think? Let's move on. 24mm though. Good lens. Nice choice. I'd like to make this edit a bit more iced out. Lot of yucky oranges and yellows that just don't need to be there. Little subject selection here. Let's try and play with this light here. It's falling down onto the car. A nice juicy, oh, it's probably a bit too juicy actually. Never thought I'd say that. Decently sized radial filter here. It's gonna be acting as our sun. Graduated filter from the bottom. Darken that ground a bit. We're gonna add some as well in the corners here and maybe along the fence line. Actually, no, we're not. That looks shit house. Never mind, I said nothing. Let's bring a bit of texture up, get those beads going. Not too much clarity as well. Like, I'm not a fan of the look. I think a little bit of clarity is nice and can work well. I think a little bit of fade. Just bring those blacks across, crush them a bit. Bring up the shadows in our image, and dunk the highlights a bit. Try now start bringing a little bit of gentle color into our picture. Ooh, sexy. Try just a brush tool across this side of the car. Try and give it a little bit more light. Nice, make those chrome wheels stand out a bit more. That fitment is nuts, by the way. That is crazy. I don't even want to know how much time and effort went into trying to make that fit. Make those highlights pop a bit more. And with the mid-tones, just get them popping. Sometimes I just literally like to bring the sliders, the luminance up. Let's just do a little color boost here in the camera calibration. It's mainly what I like to use it for. Pretty happy with that. Sick photo, by the way. Thanks for sending it in. And whoever owns this car, great work. Oh, I'm gonna need to take a second for this. Bro, I can see you in the reflection. Oh, it's a JPEG as well. Oh, come on, bro. I said RAW files. Man, the perspective is all warped as well. Like, I don't know if that's actually helping. Please don't do this to your car. I get it's like for advertising, but this is very ugly. Yeah, no, thank you. I would like to edit something else. It's not the sharpest photo, unfortunately. I want to do a lot of 2x1 cropping. I just think it works really well because it makes it look like a frame out of a movie. Next, I'm going to come into my colors here. We're definitely going to take out ugly oranges and yellows. So I just noticed this quickly as well. I'm going to try and fix the highlights here in the light. Get into the brush tool here. We can drop those shadows. So we're taking out some of the ugly yellows, but we have to be cautious because we don't want to take out all the color in the wheels. There will be a separate mask that will go over that and increase a little bit of saturation there. Lightroom has this AI feature to select subject. I'm going to hit subtract and use a brush. Going to get it out of the wheels because we have a separate mask for that, as I've just done. Let's take some saturation out because we want this car shining silver. I think we need a graduated filter. Come from the top there. Bring out a bit of darkness there in the image, and maybe a radial filter around the car. Invert, and just bring a little bit of central focus. Drop the temperature a little bit. Nice, let's bring another one from the ground here. Maybe bring some saturation out of the ground there. Let's jump into the tone curve here. Let's bring that down a bit, highlights up. A little bit of fade maybe. Yeah, I'm liking it, mate. Gonna add a little bit of blue tint. Sometimes I just like to go around and just make a rainbow and I'm just sussing out what's gonna look good. I just want the faintest bit of blue. I think we can actually bring another mask in here. I use a lot of masks, by the way. I think masking is one of the most important things when it comes to editing. And I'm just gonna pump a bit of clarity for the pipes and stuff at the top here because that's really grungy. Fuck it, we're gonna do a denoise as well. But that way it literally just cuts out the grain. I've tried it on some portraits. Doesn't really work that well. Can't really figure out what a human being is or what skin is. But for paint and for cars, you have to be using denoise, especially on darker images like this. Let's try one more radial filter from the top here, just to bring a bit more light onto the top of the car. And bring the temperature down a bit. Maybe just bring the overall temperature of the image down. Before, after. I'll take it. I'll take it. Get your shots in focus next time. Apex D Media. What is that? No. No. Okay, this is a really nice picture. I just fixed like the most important part really. If you've ever gone out and taken photos like during a snowstorm, you would just know it's just bliss. It is the most fun you can ever have with photography. Well done. Just for taking your cameras out in the snow and just having a good fun time doing that. He doesn't even have gloves on. He's got all the other gear except for gloves. That's hardcore, man. Okay, let's get a bit of inspo happening. Gonna add a little bit of color in there. The tone curve. Fuck it, we're doing 2x1 crop. Yeah. The best. 18 mil. Okay, it's definitely shot on a crop sense. 1/322 shutter. I'm guessing this is handheld, that's why you shot it at such a high shutter speed. You're shooting on a Sony, that's fine, but because the image is so underexposed as it is in camera, you could have gone down to 1/150th, bro, and just spammed it on burst mode until you got one in focus. You don't want to be seeing that, man. You don't want to be seeing that. Yeah, my recommendation is to shoot on a lower shutter, open up that aperture, and then if you absolutely have to, try it at 2000. Anyway, I will try and save it for you. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can get some inspo here. Let's bring some highlights up. Let's bring some shadows. Let's just... kills me, man. Ugly oranges and yellows, they need to come out straight away. Okay, S-curve, here we go. Copy that. Paste. Paste. Much purple, apart from all the noise that it's affecting. I don't need bird shit just looking at me. Okay, I'm gonna try and start fixing this, to be honest. And I'm gonna take out some clarity, crank the noise. Oh my God, dude, this is, I don't think this is savable. Try the denoise, see what it can do. Maybe let's crank it. It is what it is up there. Let's bring a bit of lightness onto the car here. Shadows up. And some texture across the body of the car. bit more of a darker blue. And I'm actually gonna go across all of the white paint here. See if I can't bring some saturation out and just make that paint sparkle. Wow, I really can't save that many details. It's gonna have to be a bit of quite a dark edit, unfortunately. Come in here and fix the highlights on the neons. And maybe we can scrape a bit more detail out of this. We just bring some clarity. You know what as well I can do? I need to get the yellow back on the tires. So the writing on the tires as well is like very 2000. So before and after. We'll take it. I love shooting in the snow. That is really nice. Everyone watching like, wow, such a beautiful snow picture, so bright and gorgeous. And then I'm like, yeah, make it as gothic and dark as possible. Bring some radial filters in here. Going for that horror look, that horror movie. Bit of green. Oh yeah. Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna try something. Don't know if this is gonna work. Can you make it even more foggy back here? Okay. Bring some highlights back in. Now it comes to the actual editing. We're gonna clean this image up a little bit. Now, there are so many different ways to do this on Photoshop. You can press S, you can make a clone stamp like so, and just stamp them out. But sometimes it's not that natural. You can also press J and just select them over like this and let Photoshop do some work on it. Right click after your selection, just click fill, enter, let Photoshop do the work, even though that did a pretty shocking job. And now with Photoshop AI, we just select around this lovely lady's head and we can type in generative fill, remove person. And it's either gonna do an amazing job or it's gonna be horrible. Yeah, I had one job, bro. Blend background with snow. Hey, there we go. That's great. That's actually sick. I think I would then go further and I would start cleaning like all of this sort of stuff up. I would be getting rid of that, like things like this. And let's have a look. We came from that to that. This is an awesome photo. Just straight out of the camera. Just got to appreciate it, you know? Thank you for sending this to me, by the way. Thank you to everyone who sent me pictures. This is so much fun. You get to send me a picture and I get to destroy it and put it back on the internet. Oh, I really want to make sure I do a good job on this picture. I really don't want to fuck this up. Bring some exposure down, yeah. Highlights down, shadows up. Wow, there's something just makes me so happy about a picture like this with the fog and the darkness, the moodiness, and a 2x1 crop as well. Like you gotta have the 2x1 crop. This is difficult, man. I'm not gonna lie, I struggle editing other people's pictures. When you're there and you're taking the shot, I feel like subconsciously you somewhat know how you're gonna edit it. But when you're not there, you're not on location, you're not with the whole creative process of why someone decided to take that picture. Then it comes over to the editor, it can just be difficult. Yeah, just like real subtle differences here. So I'm gonna bring over just in the red channel of the tone curve. I'm gonna bring that over a little bit. I'm slowly starting to phase out the blue edits. I've been roasted for many years about my too much blue, but now we're starting to get into the aqua green phase. That's right. New year, new me, North Borders 2024, only green edits. Nah, who am I kidding? I fucking love blue. I need to do a bit of subject selection. So I'm gonna take a bit of saturation down, bring some highlights up, subtract, brush, make sure we get the taillights, nice color of that. What if we bring a radial filter from the top down here, something really subtle, get a bit more color in the top there. Yeah, let's try a little bit of aqua in the shadows and the highlights, a bit of orangey red, a little bit of dark blue. We'll balance it a bit more to the red so it doesn't affect the car as much. Denoise. Dude, I am so happy with that. Actually a bit upset, to be honest, that I couldn't be there shooting that, because that is, man, you got perfect conditions. I want to try and make this one moody as well, okay? I think let's bring a radial filter in. Start her off strong. I'm gonna bring some temp down to the whole image. We can make these yellows pop, but we don't need all of them. Like especially the oranges here on the building, we don't need those. Let's bring some color in. Don't be afraid to use the tone curve. Chuck a point somewhere in it and just move it around and just see what it does. I mean, that's already a big difference there. What if we boost a bit of saturation here? Maybe another radial filter, which is just gonna affect our center point here, as you can see. And maybe just some clarity for the center. And there's another one here, which we're gonna drop the exposure a bit more on. I would 2x1 crop this as well, but it's now cutting off the mirror and stuff, which I don't actually think works for this image. Maybe we can bring in a little bit of fade here. Chuck some highlights in. Here we have the before and the after. Quick, simple, easy, love it. Why, dude? Look, I don't mean to be rude. There's a lot going on here, and I don't mean that in a good way. It's very messy, okay? Mixing urban and nature in the same picture, especially when it's not symmetrical, it's not gonna work, man. It's not gonna work. That's what I'm trying to say. So everyone's gonna start somewhere. You gotta shoot something, right? Mate, I'm gonna fucking slap a preset on that and we're gonna call it a day. I feel like this image could have had so much more potential. Maybe it would have been better to take this from the side or reposition the car so we had more light. I'm not gonna try and bring details back in this image, even though we actually do have some details here. I think I'm actually gonna try and work with the shadows. Let's go for that aqua cinematic look. Subaru blue. And also another thing with your headlights, you don't need full headlights. Just the nice sea light, the parking light, or the daytime running lights would have been enough. I could spend all day just picking away at things on the ground. It makes a difference. Same with this, that can go. I like the highlights where they are. I think we can keep those. What does it actually look like if we bring a graduated filter across from the side here and we actually do try and bring a little bit of light? I think maybe I could try and bring a little bit of detail just so you can see the line of the car a bit better. I'm really trying my best here, man. Nice. See what we can do with the color boosting here. What is going on here? Why is it leaking? I don't know. Bring a towel, I guess, if your car leaks. And I just want to see what happens if we bring a radial filter on this side, darken it a bit over here, and we darken the ground a little bit. I don't know if this is gonna be making the image that much better. But look, we tried. We did try. There's before, there's after. What did we learn? 2x1 crops, using denoise. Don't be afraid to muck around with the tone curve. Just get amongst it, move some sliders around, see what happens. Just remember, minute adjustments make a world of difference. If you like editing your shots, but you can't be fucked doing all that, I do sell Lightroom presets, which are mainly for night, cars, moody, that sort of style. I've got a bunch of different preset packs on my website that you can download. So if you want to grab those, I'll leave them linked in the description. Each pack comes with their own tutorials that show you how to use each preset on what kind of photo, and some of my raw files if you want to practice your editing. Just like I've done today on your pictures, you can do on mine if you want as well. High-vis vests are back in stock, and I've also got a few of these hoodies left as well if you want to cop. But also, link down below. Thank you to everyone who sent their photos in. I've got a lot more to go through, so I think I'd like to make a few more episodes, you know, make this a bit of a series on the channel. I'm sorry if your photo didn't get featured in this video. I'm just one man, and I only have so much time in a day. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Keep having yourself a shit one, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. There's literally some dude outside my house. I'll just show you. This is what you're hearing. He's holding like a propane tank, and he's literally just flaming the ground. I've never seen that been done.